in here, get in here, get in here. I'll leave this. Let's see if I can choose some background music. Also, while waiting, it's very fiery energy. It's so fiery between the sun in Leo and moon in Aries that my water heavy ass has been crying all day. Happy tears and terribly sad tears. Jupiter in Leo too. Drama. Saturn in Aries retrograde is what we're talking about. So I'm gonna fix the board. Is Wendy in here? What do I say? Oh no, that's not the name. I thought this was the title I put. Hi Mona. I thought this was the title I put as Saturn. How's your Saturn retrograde? So anyway, let me pull up some music while I write comes in here. I've been crying all day, y'all, so I put this filter on. I got my bonnet on. I'm in my pajamas, but I got my April Astrology jacket on always, so I don't be going live a lot, but I had to go live today because Saturn retrograde is in a super important position right now. All right. While I wait, TikTok, do your magic and call some people in, please. Let's see. Audio. Welcome on in, folks. Welcome on in. I don't believe I'm looking for audio library. I just need to go straight there. It's people that sell. Okay.
Close it out properly. We are unveiling the top 50 songs of the year chosen by our amazing listeners. Relax, listen, and enjoy.
Okay, shout out to whoever is talking over the music.
Timeless by Alex Productions.
Let's do this. There we go. All right. I'm gonna get started because I'm not on live a lot. The algorithm will have to catch up. Hopefully it will. But I wanted to come in here and talk about the current energies. We have Sun in Leo at 12 degrees, so we're literally right in between. What's up, girl Londa? We're right in between Leo season. We're in the middle of Leo season, just about. And hey, Pluto. And the moon being in Aries, it makes things very impulsive, very intense. The moon is our emotions. And Mercury's still in Cancer at 23 degrees. So it just got out of retrograde. It's still in Cancer, water sign, a lot of emotion with anything that's in Cancer. So this is how we communicate. Again, I've been crying all day today, y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Okay. Venus in Virgo, it's not a pleasant place for Venus to be, but Venus will finally be in Libra in a couple of days. It's in 28 degrees. Hey everybody, please tap the screen and follow if you're not following. Talking about the current astrology energies. Mars and Gemini, really chatty place, but what are we talking about, right? Mars and Gemini can be overly exposed to a lot of information, over analyzing. Thank you, AI Summary. Analyzing the Saturn retrograde and its impact on emotions. Thank you. That's cool that TikTok has AI summaries in the settings. Cool. Thank you. So, what was I saying? The Mars and Gemini piece. Mars is the planet that rules intensity, Aries and Scorpio. Mars and Gemini is the intensity of the information that comes in, because Gemini rules communication. It also rules duality. So here you have one thing going on and you have another thing going on with Mars and Gemini in the most intense way. Okay, keep that in mind. Gemini is an adaptive sign, so we all got to adapt to this. Let me cut this red light off I got going on in the background. All right, changing the colors. It's red because it's Mars Day as well, so we got a lot to talk about with Mars, the sign that rules Aries. Currently, the moon is in Aries and Saturn is in Aries in retrograde. You see the R right above my shoulder here in 14 degrees. Yeah, so I'm not gonna play the music in the background anymore. As I get this back on track. Hope y'all can see me. Where were we? Jupiter and Leo. Thanks for being here. Tap the screen, please. And please follow if you're not following. Let me know what you know about astrology. Let me know about your emotions right now. Let me know about how you're having a self-realization. Okay, as I was saying, Saturn is in Aries in retrograde in 14 degrees. 14 degrees is the Taurus degree. It's going back into 13 degrees. So it's literally, as it moves back closer to coming out of the second decan, which is the 10 through 19 degree decan, second decan, and it goes back into the first decan, it will conjoin the energies of, I'm sorry, it's down here, Neptune and Aries at 4 degrees. It will sextile Pluto and Aquarius at 4 degrees, which is transform our lives in retrograde as well. But let's just stop here after we discuss Jupiter and Leo at Saturn and Aries. So the thing about Jupiter and Leo, it just moved into Leo, but it's moving fast. Okay, Jupiter's going to have its retrograde later in the end of the year, I believe. Jupiter and Leo is about how you express yourself abundantly. The Leo energy, especially when we're in Leo season, we're in the sun in Leo, in the middle of it. You know, it just passed the 7 degree mark a week ago where it was conjunct. And there was luck. Was there really luck? I don't know if everybody had a lucky day on the Jupiter and Sun Cazimi when they were conjoined. And the sun is exposing the biggest planet, Jupiter, which means the exposure of Jupiter can be rewards. It can be abundance. It could be opportunities. But at what cost? Which is where Saturn comes in. I really wish I didn't have this on colors, y'all. Where's the mode? There we go. That's better. All right. Ring light. So, and please leave comments if you have any comments about what I'm talking about. This is astrology. This is things that people don't really realize, which is what I'm getting ready to step into about Saturn in Aries in retrograde. Aries is the very first sign of the zodiac. Shout out to the pioneers and the leaders and the initiators that Aries are. But they're very, since they're the first sign, they're very, for lack of better words, immature. Listen, I'm an Aries descendant. Is that the right word? So I'm a Libra rising, so the opposite of Libra rising. Rising is another word for ascendant. Ascendant means who you come across as, because there was a asteroid that was coming across the sky when you were born over the sun and the moon. That is your rising sign. So each asteroid, each planet was in a specific sign in a specific degree, like these planets are for whoever's being born now. And that all means something. Okay, now the AI is asking me too much. Talking about it needs to ask you where y'all all from. I'm just gonna get this message across. Hopefully it will reach out to someone and I can save it. Otherwise, as a matter of fact, one way I can do this is see if Wendy's available. I'll get right back to y'all in a second and see if she can come on. Okay. Being sporadic. But for a good purpose. This is what I'm texting her. Thank you to whoever are in here. Whoever are in here, thank you. All right. Algorithms even. Algorithms are how people start to be seen, right? And Aries is how you start your life, okay? Going back to the Aries energy. Moon in Aries can be your emotions are so impulsive. They're at like a childlike state. They're at the, look at me. Why aren't you looking at me? Let me throw a tantrum because you're not looking at me. That's the kind of emotions that come out of the moon being in Aries. I have my oldest daughter, my firstborn, is a moon in Aries. And I can tell y'all stories about her, look at me, why aren't you looking at me, type of energy that she has still, but it's matured. Shout out to the moon in Aries people. So Saturn in Aries, after we talk about Jupiter and Leo, Saturn in Aries is, so Saturn is the planet of responsibility, structure. It is how you are, your reputation in life, how you are bossing up or handling business. And then Aries again has to do with yourself. It's self-reflecting. It's self-realization, self-love, self-leadership, all about self. You know, and Saturn moves slowly. It'll be in Aries for 2.5 years. It just moved into Aries beginning of this year. Neptune moves even slower. Neptune is the planet of illusions, okay? Anything that starts in Aries, that's why we say Aries, in the Aries season, March 21st through like April 1st, we're saying Happy New Year's because that's the new year. There's nothing new about the winter. We're not going to get into that, though. I can, go on tangents, excuse me. But Saturn in Aries is about being responsible, showing up for self. Are you going to boss up for self? Or are you really bossing up for somebody else in this world? Because if you can't take care of yourself, if you can't love yourself, you can't love others. If you can't handle your own business, you can't handle any other business. That's what the Aries part is. If you're not self-realizing and getting it together, especially with the retrograde, there's the retrograde sign, the R, okay? If you're not redoing, reviewing, renovating, if you're not ever so often. So Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Jupiter, they all have a retrograde every year. Some are longer than others. Saturn's retrograde is about 3-4 months. Neptune, Pluto can be in retrograde for 4 to 5 months. Okay, Mercury, as you know, just came out of retrograde. That's last 3 weeks. We have the post and pre-shadows, which means the time before and the time after. I'm not going to get into how long that is, but it's definitely a time. And Venus and Mars, Venus will actually have its retrograde right after it moves into its home sign of Libra very soon. Again, it's at 28 degrees. 29 is the last degree, then it goes into 0 and then the next sign. But, hey everyone, thanks for joining. Tap the screen, please. And please follow if you are not following. Because my phone just rang. That's going to be a big deal because the energy of Venus and our relationships and the way we love, the way we look at ourselves, it'll be in Scorpio, which is the truth, the exposure that you need. And then it goes back into Libra, which is the review of your relationships. Scorpio's your intimate relationships. Libra's your partnerships. Okay, every sign has a characteristic, many characteristics at that. Every planet has many characteristics. Every planet rules these signs. Then there are the houses. We can't get into that all today. But the story of today is that Saturn in Aries is making us review, especially in retrograde. And this retrograde, again, just started, I want to say July 26th. And we're going to like October. This retrograde is about you and nobody else. Me too. As all of us as individuals. Being responsible. Everything Saturn. Being building up your reputation with yourself. Like, are you doing enough to be okay? And if you're not, you take the opposite sign of Aries, which is Libra, and you reevaluate your relationships. You build new relationships and partnerships, whether that be with a therapist, whether that be with a partner who can be listening, whether that be with new. So, 1 second. Live, please. Are still there? Cool. Please text. All right. All right. So, where was I going? The energy of retrograde again has to do with reviewing. So, Moon in Aries. I made an impulsive choice today, emotionally. At the very end of the Moon in Aries, it's getting ready to go into Taurus where we can get grounded. So I started getting grounded because I caught myself. This is why astrology is really important, y'all, because I caught myself stepping into the impulsive energy. I caught myself not being responsible for myself. Okay? I want to step into this energy of Mercury and Cancer, communicating better so that the point can get across instead of the point just turning into a full-blown argument. And there is no point, you know? So, today I had a very crying, not trying, but crying day. Tears of joy and tears of sadness. Really bad, okay? I'm depleted of energy. Again, Sun and Moon are both in fire signs, so I'm dried out. Sun in Leo, that's dramatics. Moon in Aries, that's impulsivity on the emotions. Dramatics overall, the emotions to react. Moon in Aries, we're impulsive. Okay? I'm getting ready to record what I say here. Hold on, y'all. Thank you for your patience. I know this phone, I need to clear out some space, which really annoys me. 1 second. Because what I'm about to say has hurt some feelings. But again, if I come into your life, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Where was I? Okay, if I come into your life as a Scorpio, any Scorpio, they form you in some kind of way. I put this video on my page about messing with Scorpios, okay? And it's low Scorpio energy. It definitely is. It's the energy of how dare you, but sometimes things need to be said. So what did I say? I said some things that need to be said to one of my people that I support. And he felt it. He was appreciative. I'm talking about my job where I work with people with disabilities. And it was really an eye-opener for him. Then another one was about another person I support that really did a good job of getting themselves to where they needed to be for the first time today. Okay? So I was crying tears of joy because I had really... Yes, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, my kids are texting me at the store. So, hey, Amethyst. So, long story short, I was crying tears of joy from being, helpful as far as their livelihoods of my so-called clients. People will call them clients. I call them people I support. And I was in a training with the CEO of the company. I work for a really good company. I cannot be more grateful for the company I work with. And so I'm sorry, y'all. Because I need to talk a certain amount of time on here anyway to be able to save this live.
You don't have constipation, you have poop paralysis. And the difference between the two is everything.
That's YouTube.
That's why fiber...
Let me close that. Okay. I got another way I'm gonna go live on Instagram. I can't go live on Instagram. Wow. Okay. So anyway, the last information, I'm in training with my CEO, and he is telling me that there is, times where we need to take our people out, because a lot of people work in houses and homes and the community, and we need to take the people that we support out to get some sunlight. CEO is a Leo, so of course he's talking about get some sunlight, right? Ruled by the sun. He said, get off your phones and go out and get in the sun and go places. That is what, keeps our customers happy, because they have they live different kind of lives. So while that was touching, I was definitely engaged in this conversation, feedback, all that. It was a really good training. But ever so often, as the humans that we are now, I look down on my phone. He was literally talking about us getting off our phones. And I open up the phone and on Facebook and I see I see one of my friends took his life in the wee hours of this morning, this rising. And so, not to get into the astrology of it all, but he was a Virgo. Literally, his birthday's coming up next month. 5 kids. And as someone who's always been crying out to me and many others, but, you know, somehow I didn't see many others listening, talking with him, giving him some kind of advice, even to go to therapy, giving him whatever he needed for his 5 kids, because he was very involved. And I'm all cried out. I feel it coming, but I really don't have much left in me. He took his life last night. Impulsive. Moon in Aries. And I made a rash decision to lash out on everybody that could see as I tagged them on Facebook. Impulsive decisions. You know, as we look at the Saturn in retrograde in Aries part, of course, there's no way that he can come back and look at what he's done to himself. There's that Aries piece. But there was me having a self-realization like, okay, let me fix this, because I'm getting people's inboxes and input. Some are hearing me. Some are like, yes, let's find a solution. Some are guilty as ever, and I'm going to say it. You know, there's no reason. In this man's in mind, there was a reason that he needed to take his own life. But there was no reason for anybody to have not let it get that far and try to dodge that. From my perspective. So I told his brother before I had to block him, because then he was putting his energy on me, his impulsive moon and Aries energy on me. I'm going to let you grieve. But what I'm not going to do is go back and forth with you, because you need to grieve. Mercury and Cancer. I'm trying to be gentle. I'm trying to be understanding. I'm trying to understand everybody's emotions. I'm trying to communicate in a caring, nurturing way. But that moon in Aries had me reacting really fucked up. And then the Saturn in Aries part. So, responsibility with Saturn in Aries. 5 responsibilities are left to others because they didn't want to help that one man. See, I look at astrology as how we are living currently, especially with the planets that are beyond Saturn. Uranus and Gemini, there's an intense amount of energy. Again, Gemini has to do with energy and communication. There's a tense amount of communication going on. But then when people communicate and you don't listen or you don't engage in it, Uranus will hit you with something surprisingly, like a death, like a disruption. No, I'm not okay. I'm on live. My other half, I met another half, that's why I'm in a whole relationship. Where was I? That's my boo, my new boo. She just texted me because she's seen me going off online, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm fresh off of work with this, and even though I've been off of work and I left work like 6 hours ago, I literally was crying the rest of the time. Thank you, babe. All right, so Saturn and Aries, being responsible. I'm trying to switch up my reputation. Aries also starts a new cycle in any situation. Aries is, again, the beginning sign, so it's starting a new cycle. So this time, this cycle, and Saturn and Aries, it takes 30 years for Saturn to go through all the signs. So it hasn't been in Aries since, I want to say, it hasn't been in Aries since 1996. That's 30 years ago. I was 18. Going on 19, yeah. So, Saturn in Aries makes me think of like all the not so responsible things I've done in the last 30 years and how I'm going to do it differently in this cycle. And as I have always been the type to lash out, to be impulsive, because listen, Aries again is like Scorpio's sister sign. We're both impulsive, we're both intense, we're both ruled by Mars, and then Scorpio's doubly ruled. It's ruled by Pluto too. Okay, so Pluto's the planet of power and destruction. Mars is the planet of intensity and passion, action, desire, impulsivity, aggression. All right. It's just, I don't want to do the same shit this cycle. And we shouldn't all want to do the same shit. It doesn't serve us no purpose, you know? Astrology is a map of life, y'all. Astrology is literally a map of life. It's how we are operating every day. The moon changes its sign every 2.5 days. So the moon will be in Taurus before the end of this day, before the end of this evening, probably around 10 or 11. The sun will be in Virgo in another 2.5 weeks. Mercury moves with the sun because it was out of retrograde. It's getting ready to move into Leo. You know, see, all these things are getting ready to switch with the 20s. Because again, 29 is the last degree. Okay. The ones in early degrees are the outer planets, and it takes the outer planets longer to move through a sign. So Neptune will be in Aries. Neptune has to do with our illusions and dreams and what we're healing from and what we unconditionally should love. And it's in Aries. Start with self. Check how your illusions and delusions are. Like, this is why everybody's having this awakening, because we're in a new cycle with these two outer planets in Aries, Saturn and Neptune. And Neptune has already been through a cycle. Neptune takes 145 years to go through all the signs. Pluto takes like 245 years, 200, yeah, because at the Pluto return was around COVID, which is when the world changed. And it's slowly changing every day. So Pluto returned to where it was when the United States was written in the Constitution back in 2020 from 1776. It's 245 years. There's your astrology history. Like, this shit ain't for entertainment and horoscope readings. This is literally our lives. This is like the weather. So above the energies, so below the energies. Okay. Oh, the only thing about TikTok is that if you go on live, sorry, reading. If you're going live in here, you gotta have more engagement, especially if you're not on live much. And this was an impromptu. I really wanted to save this, but whoever got this message, whoever gets this message, I hope, I know, not hope, I know. We all wake up at different times every day. So we will wake up at different times in this timeline. Peace and have a wonderful rest of your Mars day. Tomorrow's Mercury day. There's even more to find out. I don't know what's going on in the world or in the nation, because I've been having a heavy personal day. But it's time to get grounded. That moon's about to switch to Taurus. Whew, that moon hit me. And then it's in a cardinal sign. Let me talk about that real quick. So Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn are cardinal signs. They initiate things. So this literally initiated my emotions. Okay, I have the moon in Capricorn on my birth chart. It initiates my emotions in a different kind of way to be more responsible. So like it's squaring Aries and Capricorn create a tension. But squaring, creating tension can be beneficial because it creates a solution, usually. So that is why I do what I do. That is why I talk to people the way I talk to them. Tough love. I give people, I give people the straight up. I don't sugarcoat shit. It's hard for people. It's hard for people. I just want people to do better from here on out. That's literally what I posted. I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me take this down for a second. If I flip the camera, will it? No. It just goes to that. I forgot how to take off. See, this is how long I haven't been on here in a while. Effects. Bam. I just got 2 more copies of my book, y'all, too. So if you want to autograph one and you're in the DMV, or I can send it to you, mail and autograph it. I got 2 books. All right. I was about to show y'all one of my posts out of impulsive emotion today. So I don't know if y'all can see that. It says, I don't even have to go to the funeral. So I was arguing about how nobody was there for him and how I was going to go off at the funeral. My big mouth. I should have just went off at the funeral instead of telling everybody what I was going to do, right? But I really did that knowing I wasn't going to go off at the funeral, A, because his children are going to be here. What kind of fucking thing y'all take me for off the break? I know nobody knows me, but I'm an open book. You can go on any of my social medias. Public. Nosy. Hashtag KNOZEE. Know me. And know that I have my own kids and grandson. 4. 3 kids and a grandson. I would dare one of y'all come say something rowdy. I'm just not that type of person. Anyway. Oh, good. Plus 79. Thank y'all for coming through. I think I might make it to 100. Okay, so I said I don't even have to go to the funeral, which I don't, because I already said what I said and I meant it. I said that, he had 5 kids, so some of those mothers were not there for him mentally, just in his pockets. And this is real. Sometimes us women are in men's pockets more than we're in their hearts, that we're in their minds. That is why I'm gay, actually, because my new woman is not in my pants, my skirt, my dress. Sapiosexual, shout out to her, Gemini. My rose. Anyway. A lot of women are just, give me child support, send money for shoes, send money for this, send money. Like, I get it. But just get it. I definitely cut off child support from my ex-husband with our 2 kids, and I definitely never took my last child's father to child support. It's not. It's purpose. It's the government getting into your shit. It's strangers getting into your shit. It's conversations we should all have with each other instead of bringing people in. Okay. One more second, y'all. Okay, view card. 1 second, y'all. Gotta send my child some money. That's my puffy face. I got a, like I said, I got a, what you call them, filter. Been crying. I didn't even cry on Mercury retrograde. I literally had a good Mercury retrograde. Like I said, I met someone. We're taking it slow, which is perfect because people need to know each other. People need to conversate more. People need to get to know each other. This Uranus and Gemini energy that's going to last 5 to 7 years, because Uranus, which is the first outer planet next to Neptune and Pluto, and right after Saturn, Uranus is about liberation. I like that name, Why Worry? Exactly, why worry? What does it do for you? Uranus, what was I saying? It's in Gemini, which is going to be the over amount of information coming in for the next 5 to 7 years. Every day there's something that we need to pay attention to. No, we don't. Every day there's something we need to pay attention to, but it's not the TV. It's not somebody across the country. It's not another country. It's a lot. I know that Uranus and Gemini has brought so much information that people are melting in their minds. From my perspective, it's not easy for people to see because they some don't want to see. It's overwhelming. So why worry? Exactly. What else did I want to say? I mean, just like before we have this Venus retrograde, what has to do with our relationships. And it's not the basic shit, y'all, because the other planets are not going to make it basic. It's not the planet, like, you know, Venus going in retrograde like it was when it was in Leo retrograde. I think that was last year or 2 years ago, where it was more about how we express ourselves and getting together our look of how we express ourselves instead of expressing ourselves trying to look like somebody else. This one in Scorpio, it's like deep. If you know a Scorpio, if you know about a Scorpio, if you are a Scorpio, if you have Scorpio heavy placements, you know how you want things to go so deep so people can just really be exposed to the truth. And I'm not going to do that bullshit about everybody's truth is whatever. Like, the energy of the world today, especially with Pluto, one of Scorpio's rulers, in Aquarius, another dark, liberating Uranus ruled sign. These planets are outer planets, which means they move slower, which means they have to do it our generations. The Pluto and Aquarius generation, the new kids coming up, once we move into Pluto and Aries in like 40 years, when that'll probably be my last few on this timeline, you know, universe willing, God self willing, let's say that. That is when we start a new cycle with Pluto and transforming on new levels. Pluto transforms. That's what I'm talking about with Scorpios. If you're watching this and you're a Scorpio rising and I'm a Scorpio sun, you came here to learn from me. Whether you don't like what I say or whether you like what I say, you're still learning how to transform yourself. Scorpio placements. So Venus in Scorpio has to do with personal, because Venus, Mars, Mercury are personal planets. They're the closest to the sun and the moon, so they move faster than all the other planets. So Venus in retrograde will be understanding how to go deep, understanding what you're being exposed to, maybe truths that you're not willing to really dig deep with, but they're going to dig deep into you. I'm not trying to scare anybody. This is just the energies. Like, it's literally a new time. We can't be the same anymore. We can't be dwelling, in fear, not seeing our own power. I cried all day, but then I realized I still got to move forward. We all do. And the key to me saying what I said online to tag my friend who took his life earlier this morning, this rising, what I said to him, what I said to tag him about him to his friends and family, whatever they are to him, is that we all can just do better from here on out. There's no way to bring this man back, but do better from here on out. I have another short story. Rest in peace to my friend Latoya Austin. We called her pastor. She is Big G's sister from the back alley. Jokingly and not jokingly, me and Toya fell out about Nicki Minaj literally like the week before she passed. So we weren't following each other, which is unfortunate because I can't be on her page anytime for her anniversary. It'll be the 6th anniversary of her. It'll be the 6th anniversary of her passing. This is my daughter talking about look who followed her. One of my ex-friends. I want to reach out. That's another thing. I want to collaborate. Like, this energy of self-realization comes with still the opposite energy, collaborating with people. So after you have a self-realization, you realize that you do need people. You realize you don't need to push everybody away. Like, I don't want to push everybody away. I definitely am not in that kind of energy. I definitely want people to wake up. But again, just like every day before we go to work, go to school, whatever we got to do, we wake up at different times. I wake up at 7:08, 7:05. We all different times a day. Or our alarm sets are different times. Like, we wake up at different times, so therefore we will awaken to certain things at different times. And I understand that. I've been understood it, but I fight with that. I battle with that when I want something out of somebody. I want to talk about the nodes to just switch to. So yeah, my daughter just showed me that one of my friends who's one of my best friends from college, who we haven't been friends with in about a year now. I push people away when I just can't take how long it's taking them to wake up. And that's something I need to wake up to, honestly. I need to wake up to not letting people be people. We do affect each other. There's nothing about that. So, like, the whole argument was about COVID, and now here again, the whole argument again is about COVID, and whether who's right or wrong. Like, that's the thing, the competition, the division, the competition, the division. Like, don't get mad at me and then divide for me. And I'm speaking about myself. Don't get mad at somebody, Zal. Don't get mad at somebody and not speak to them no more. Just get mad and then move on to a new topic. I want to keep this relationship I got. It's not perfect. It is close to it, though. It's very, very good. Very chef's kiss, top tier. But there's some things that I don't like about her beliefs, her knowledge that she may be capping, but there's things I definitely still want to learn about her. And there's things I want to share with her as well. So when we come to that time, because it's still early, I'm sure we'll come to that time. Any questions? I see y'all coming in and out. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being here. Again, I'm Z, TeaEmZee to be exact, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many. Zakia, you can call me Zal. That's my new name I created myself. Zal is a mixture of my government's, my birth name, Zakia, and my last name, my birth last name. I like that name. Hey, the real Via. Discussing astrological transits. Yes, Saturn in retrograde. Yes, that's what I'm discussing. AI. Thank you for letting everybody know. And then I looked up Cherokee Indian last names, and I came up with Adair. So you might see I'm now Gidalyfe with Zal Adair, because Gidalyfe means growing into divine adults and loving yourself for evolving. Are you evolving? Jesus taught ascension. He was a fictional character. I'm on that side of TikTok. Period. But in his storyline, in his stories, he taught ascension. Are you ascending? Are you evolving? Are you elevating? Are you excellent? Are you empowering? You know? Are you teaching many like myself? Yeah. I don't know. I want to keep this going. I'm going to think of some more things to do so I can save this live. I'm almost at 100. Please invite your friends. I text a few of mine, but nobody expected me to do this impromptu, so I'm going to work it out. My kids will be walking in here soon. I'm getting ready to start dinner, and I didn't wash the dishes, but I'm going to stay on here with y'all. Even so, Oh, I know what I could show you. 1 second there. Yes. Chiron and Taurus. So Chiron and Taurus at 0 degrees. Chiron is the wounded healer. I have Chiron and Taurus, I believe, at 2 degrees. I can't remember my degree. I think it's 2 degrees. Chiron moves slowly too. I'm having my Chiron return. It'll probably be in 2027. Chiron moves through each sign every 50 years. So yeah, from my 50th solar return, I will be having my Chiron return. What is Chiron? Chiron is the wounded healer, which means whatever you are healing from is returning. So you need to continue to heal from it. Taurus. Taurus rules money, self-worth. Taurus rules our work habits, the pleasures of life, material things, okay? How am I healing from that? I can go from having everything, y'all, all my life. My father worked at the Polo store as the undercover cop. He had 2 other jobs, DC cop, worked in the schools as officer friendly. My mother was a music teacher. She was a choir director. She was the musician for a dance company. They both worked 3 jobs. So in working those 3 jobs back in the 80s when everybody was caked up, corrupt, and getting that good Arab money, I was born in the 70s, the late 70s, but this was all kicking off as Chiron was moving through Taurus. Healing from, I guess, not having. So now we're healing again from not having the pleasures of life, the simple things of life, the work habits even. A lot of us are just like, do you really want this job? Heal from stuff. Heal from the things that Taurus brings. Especially if you're having your return like me. Shout out to all the 77 to maybe 76, 77 probably, with Chiron and Taurus to about 1982. Chiron and Taurus. The ascendant is in Aquarius. The ascendant changes every hour. It depends on where you live at. Hey, Muffy. The midheaven and Sagittarius. Midheaven is your, it's also considered the MC. It's like how you are a star in life, like your celebrity status. Sagittarius has to do with travel, philosophy. The North Node in Aquarius and the South Node in Leo. Let's talk about that. They just moved in there. They're at 29 degrees. They literally just moved from Pisces and Virgo. So perfecting everything with Virgo, South Node. And Pisces, North Node was us, our destiny to literally get out of our own heads, to have unconditional love for each other, to, dream big, but not get too delusional with the dreams. And then when it went into Aquarius, North Node, that's more about fitting into these groups. Who's accepting of who we are, so we can be liberated from the South Node in Leo energy, which is spotlight not so much on self, or spotlight not so much. Leo represents celebrities. Spotlight not so much on the celebrity status, okay? South Node in Leo, 29 degrees. The sun is at 14 degrees. So in 2 weeks, I would expect when the South Node is conjunct the sun being the biggest light in our solar system, in this universe of the Earth. Because, of course, the universe covers many more places than the Earth and these other planets and things. Anyway, when it's conjunct, when the sun is at 29 degrees, conjunct the South Node, because the nodes take 18 months to go through until they go from 29. They're always in retrograde. So they started at 29 because they just left the previous signs, okay? And then they'll go all the way to 0 and then go into the next sign at 29. So in 18 months, in January 2028, the North Node will be in Capricorn and the South Node will be in Cancer. Okay, so it's moving slow. The sun will definitely conjunct the South Node in Leo at 29 degrees, end of Leo season, which is August 20th. Not gonna be such a big deal, but this node being in Leo already is a big deal, because Leo means big deal. Leo means celebrity status. It means the spotlight's on you. It's ruled by the sun. So I would expect a lot of celebrity stuff coming out in the next few weeks as we move through Leo season, as it conjuncts the South Node. South Node means what we're comfortable in, but our past lives are over with that. We need to move away from everything that is in the South Node. When the South Node was in Virgo, we needed to move away from being perfectionists, analyzing everything. We needed to move away to catering to others other than ourselves. That was the energy. All right. I can't see what's after South Node and Leo. Can y'all? Okay. I'm going to do one more. And then hopefully I'll be to 100. This one. Okay, so now I can see it. Here come my kids. This is kind of more astrology 444. I want to say I'm on 333 level. 1 second. I'm on live. Give me a second. I wanted to talk about Vesta and Aries. Okay. Vesta in astrology, and let me get this right. Let me explain this right. Vesta is also a singer from the 80s. Congratulations, baby. You remember that? I hope it makes you happy. That was my song back in the day. I'm sitting there singing like a 10-year-old at that song. I'm all like, oh, doesn't Zane look cute? Hi, people. Oh.
Yeah, what is this filter? It looks crazy.
It was better than my puffy face. I'm crying. Turn around. Oh, you look like your sister with the 2 ponytails.
My head hurts.
I bet it does. You always let her make it too tight.
I'm dying here.
I would take a washcloth and put some cold water on it and let it sit. Okay, so Vesta is an asteroid in astrology. I know I need to wash the dishes. I'm so sorry.
I don't really care.
What are you making?
I got a rotisserie chicken, but I have to warm it up in the oven. I got parchment paper. I got butter instead of oil, because butter, in my opinion, is kind of better, but it's also pretty bad.
Okay.
I think that's it. Oh, DJ asked for cookies, so I got cookies, because he's a biggie. And he's a fat
What are you
man.
making with the chicken rice
Probably.
and broccoli? There's
Yeah.
no more spinach?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you very much. Tell DJ to make that toast that's on top of the refrigerator before, you know, he hasn't made it at all. It's been there for a while. Do we have something to drink? Water?
Water and that mango juice. It's actually pretty good. I have some.
Okay, I'll have some mango juice.
I'm gonna take this out.
I had to do my puzzle. That's a good sign. Maybe that means I can record this live. Save this live. So Vesta, I want to talk about before I wrap up. I'm so low on energy. I'm glad to be having dinner. Have children that can cook it. Vesta is an asteroid in astrology that represents devotion, sacred focus, and the inner flame guiding your passions and spiritual dedication. Yes, son. I'll call you in a minute. I'm on live. All right. Thank you. I love my kids. Sylvester is a small asteroid located in between the belt of Mars and Jupiter. So again, Mars is currently in Gemini and Jupiter is in Leo, fire and air signs. And then we have Vesta in a fire sign as well. So there's a lot of masculine energy, okay? Vesta symbolizes when you dedicate yourself fully. And the reason I picked this is because dedicating yourself to your passions, Aries, ruled by Mars, the planet of passion and desire and drive. Especially with Saturn in Aries. So Vesta is in the end of Aries. But as Vesta, I don't know how long it takes Vesta to move through. Maybe it'll show me. But as it wraps up, it's been the time, y'all. It's been the time. I've been saying this since Saturn moved into Aries. It's been time to dedicate yourself. Keyword is self. Keyword with Aries is self. It's the first house. It's the self house. Your overall look. Aries, again, is the first sign that represents the head. Your overall mental peace. And you get disciplined and manage your own personal energy. Especially because it sits in the belt between Mars, the planet of action, and Jupiter. Because after Mars, that is the planet that's closest. The Vesta asteroid, after you do, you get what you get from Jupiter, the planet of reward and opportunity and abundance. You can get an abundance of shit. You know, something that came from you initiating something impulsively, or it can be an abundance of, you know, bravery, pioneership, the Aries stuff. Hey, Muffy. I'm going to wrap it up. I've been talking for a while. Muffy, I lost a friend this rising. Took my life. He took his own life. Hey, K Boogie. He took his own life, so I had to come on here and talk about, yeah, you did. But I'm ready to go. I'm worn out. Like, I've been crying all day. Yeah. Mercury is in Cancer still. Yeah. Hey, K Boogie. Thank y'all for joining. But that morning, Aries had me impulsively going off on all his friends and family because he did a live yesterday. I think I was at work, and of course I missed it. He used to reach out to me a lot and tell me about how his family and nobody really supports him. And so I just went off. I was like, you know, girlfriend wasn't helping. I immediately said, you know, lady, stop dogging your man out. I actually have a friend who felt like she killed her husband because she made him work so much to buy her expensive purses. And a lot of women are like that, and I feel like I just needed to say that to open some eyes. And then I opened my big mouth. Moon in Aries means an impulsive reaction, impulsive emotions. And I was like, and we talk about Moon in Aries, right? Aren't you Moon in Aries? Muffy? I talked about this. I said, you know, instead of us arguing about this, because I definitely impulsively went at everybody on Facebook, tagging him so that all his family and friends could see. And was like, where were y'all? Like, I showed text, like our last text of me to send him $20 because he was trying to call around and see who can give him a $20 so he can get a flat tire or fix a flat. So I was really just affected. Thank you. You can put it right here. I was affected because this man used to reach out to me a lot. He had 5 kids that he always was with. You know, lives on Facebook with the kids. Pictures on Facebook with the kids. 5 kids. So I immediately took action, which is Aries energy. I took action and called my youngest daughter's father. I called my son, you know, and was just like, please don't ever do that. And they definitely confirmed that they were not going to ever take their lives if they got depressed like that. I'm all cried out, I promise you. I'm wearing a filter because my face is puffy as hell. But then I went and called my daughter and told her to call her child's father too, my grandson's father, because I was like, just be nice to them. You never know. People go through stuff, especially young men. He was like 38, almost 40. So I just feel like, thank you for the likes, y'all. I just feel like I could have saved him, but so could have everybody else. It's like hundreds of people on his timeline right now. Some are actually apologizing for not being there, which I'm proud of, because a lot of people just need to wake the fuck up. And I, of course, tie this into astrology, Saturn and Aries, the planet of responsibility in the first sign, the sign that has to do with ourselves, the sign that has to do with our childhood. Like, he told me stories. I was his Facebook friend. We knew each other because we're both from, you know, the DMV area. I'm from DC. He's from Maryland. And we knew each other from like group events, DC group events that we both belong to. So definitely, you know, known him since like maybe 2013, 14. And yeah, long story short, for the last, since 2020, he was a Trump supporter, you know, and didn't want to really expose that to people. That's why people kind of pushed away from him. He was like conspiracy theory, all that. Like, that's why we connected, especially even more beyond the little Facebook groups we used to belong to. And just the last few times, he just been hitting me. I make sure he's okay on Father's Day. His birthday was coming up, September 10th. School's about to start. I can't even imagine what his kids are going through. But I was not going. What I said was I was going to say something at his funeral, and then his family members started coming in. You're not going to do shit. You're not even invited. And I'm just laughing. But then I was like, no, let me just let y'all grieve. Let me nurture how I speak to people when they just lost a family member. And I'm sure I'm definitely sure they're very sad. I'm not taking that away from them. I'm just wishing that they move forward. That they move forward with responsibility, especially for his children. I was also saying that it's the anniversary of one of my friends who lost her life in the hospital back in 2020 from the COVID-19. I remember, you know, the bullshit lockdown. And her daughter, my friend, was on live on August 8th, 2020 from the hospital. And I didn't catch her live either. My friend that just took his life today, early this morning, he did a live yesterday too, you know. He did a live yesterday venting. And so my friend in 2020, Toya, she was letting everybody know she was okay. She was in the hospital. She was on the freaking respirator, y'all. And then in the evening, we was seeing the rest in peace post. Y'all know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about that. And then it's circling back around. Not only is it the anniversary of all that, it's the arguments of it all right now. Right? The arguments of the whole 2020, 2021 jab. And I'm depleted with tears today and emotions because I don't want to argue with people anymore. I don't want to be right. I don't care about being wrong. I don't care about my truth or your truth. I just want everybody to be okay and happy and alive. Because honestly, we can die from other things other than the jabs. If we have the jab, if we don't, we can die from other things. Thank you, Muffy. But yeah, I was okay the whole Mercury retrograde, and my new relationship has been awesome. She just hit me while I was on live, so checking on me. But I don't know. Gemini placements, fire and they not noticing only liberals want to talk about politics daily. Yeah. I mean, it could be anybody for real, because both sides, especially with the midterms and all that, it's not even something we should be really focused on right now. We should really be focused on healing self so we can heal others. Healing self so we can heal others. It's so crazy how they push it down our throat, all this politics stuff. They push it down our throat, all these people's lives across the country and outside of our own immediate spaces. Uranus and Gemini, and Mars and Gemini. Gemini has to do with local areas, your neighborhood. So it's time to take action on our local areas. Gemini has to do with siblings too. It's time to take action on our own, people we're around all the time, or have been around all the time. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it no more either. It's pointless. Everybody's so corrupt. I can't pay attention to who's what. If somebody wants to be voted in to the same government that's corrupt and make us think that they're going to be some kind of different, it doesn't make any sense for anybody to believe that that's going to really happen. One person can't make a whole corrupt government different, and they're not. They just want to be voted in so they can collect a fat check like the rest of them. Self-govern. Saturn is the planet that rules the government, and it's in Aries, the sign of self. Self-govern. Self-fucking-govern. Self-heal, too. And then collaborate with others that want to also help you heal or want to join your healing or want to heal, too. It's very deep. There's a lot. And, shout out to those that don't think astrology can help them. Shout out to those who look for the same alternatives that have not been working for years. Good luck. No scare, though. No scaring. No fear. But if you do want to check out some other alternatives, thank you for being here. And please join me again. I'm trying to come on live again. I had to say this today. I had to vent. Moon in Aries, I had to let it loose on the impulsive shit that I did today. But that man impulsively took his life, and it shocked the hell out of me. I had to leave work. I wasn't even supposed to be on my phone, and I looked at my phone, and that's what I saw. And I've been crying ever since, too. Tell you about your signs. Pisces. There's nothing in Pisces, and there's nothing going to be in Pisces for a while. Nothing. Nothing except the moon that moves every 30 days into the same sign. The sun in Leo, so we got a while. But your rising is Gemini, right? You like to chat. You like knowledge. My new boo is a Gemini sun. She loves to talk all night. She's waiting for me to text her right now. My daughter is a Gemini rising. Gemini energy. The Mars and Gemini. So you're being affected by Mars and Gemini right now. I don't know where your degree is because it's in 25 degrees. So I don't know if it's like right on it or whenever it was on your degree, that's when you felt the impulsivity, the aggression of Mars making you try to do something about your communication, your knowledge, the information you're taking in. So Mars being in Gemini also means the information you're taking in is over the top. It's overthinking. It's overly, what do you call it? Stimulating. Yeah, Gemini, get into Gemini more. That Gemini, so like I'm a Libra rising. The Libra characteristics are very indecisive. I'm very indecisive. Very indecisive. But I'm a Scorpio sun, so I also got the Scorpio energies, of course. So your rising sign is how you come across to people. I can come across very peaceful, but then my Scorpio energy comes in and I'm not peaceful at all. I'm transforming. That's how you get into, your rising sign is just as powerful as your sun sign. Pisces and Gemini are both mutable signs, which means, well, I don't know you that well, Muffy, to say that my daughter is just a fast talker and she can go through topics, like 5 topics in a fucking minute. For instance, like, it's like, Ma, you see that? Ma, did you bring this? Ma, I told you I had to do. Oh, man, then she'll start calling my grandson like, it's and then she'll get a lot of headaches because she has moon in Aries. And Aries deals with the head. Gemini is duality, so it's like the lungs. Your heart is Leo. Your breasts are Cancer. So, yeah. Because you got moon in Aries too, right? So sometimes she gets headaches. And I also believe it's because she just talks way too fast and too much. And her mind is processing a lot at a time. So is my new girlfriend. She's Gemini sun. So the sun sign teaches the rising sign, either negatively or positively, right? So I know a few Geminis that get on people's nerves. Donald Trump, Kanye West, Prince. But they're really very informative people. They don't hold back because they have a lot to say. Some people take that energy and appreciate it. And some people take it as being a know-it-all, being just being somebody who, and sometimes I feel like that when I listen to Gemini's, like, yeah, you don't hold back, right? Neither does Donald Trump. Did I tell you my new girlfriend is the same birthday as Donald Trump? And she likes him, so it's perfect. Yep, so like, any Gemini you could think of that's in our public eye are don't hold back type people. And the Gemini risings are the same way. So you being a Pisces, being Gemini rising, how would that work out? So they kind of square each other, but square brings tension. I love that. Oh, you love that for it? Yeah. I love that for y'all too, because had I known all this about my daughter, I would have understood why she was so impulsive when she was younger and how to handle that better. Because she was very impulsive, like skipping class, and I would go in the school building and see her in the hallway and she would run from me. Like, type, wow. And she's a Taurus, so Tauruses are more grounded, so she can be like, homebody type, but she can also be over the top. But she's maturing. She's 25. She's 25. 20. Calling. I've been on live for like over an hour. But yeah, let me just wrap this up, Muffy. The energy of, can you hear me? Because my phone is still ringing, but I'm looking at my other phone. It's my mom. I need to call my mom. Thank my oldest daughter for doing my youngest daughter's hair. So really quick, Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So youngest daughter is Virgo rising. Oldest daughter is a Gemini rising. My phone was ringing, so you didn't hear me. I'm just wrapping this up. So the mutable signs adapt well. They can get used to things well. They can also do, like Pisces adapts to like, oh, she wants to talk to my son. I don't know why my mother don't call. Just call straight to these kids' phones. It means, so Pisces means you're Could you hear me? No, you can't hear me. Okay, you can hear me now though, because she hung up. I'm gonna wrap this up. So Pisces is adapting more to healing and wrapping up things and endings. It's adapting to having an unconditional love for people. You know, I know we all have had division in relationships in the last few years, and you're adapting to that. You're adapting to ending stuff with people. Gemini is more adapting to the knowledge and the information that's coming in, deciding on what you're going to say and what you're going to think about, what information you're going to, like you just said, you don't really pay attention to politics that much anymore. At first you did, right? It's adapting to all this over-the-top information coming in. What is real? What is fake? What do I need to pay attention to? What do I not need to pay attention to? That's the duality of Gemini, right? Virgo is more perfecting it. So I know you don't, I'm just saying all the mutable signs. So I did your first two, and the other two is Virgo and Sagittarius. Virgo is more about adapting to not overanalyzing or perfecting things. You can either adapt to perfecting things or adapt to not having everything so perfect. And then Sagittarius is more about adapting to things globally on a higher level, on philosophy, on spirituality, on religion, and all those kind of things. Adapting to the newness of it all and wanting to find out more. Gemini and Sagittarius are the opposite signs too, right? So any Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgos are opposite signs. So any Sagittarius up against your Gemini, so that's your dad, yeah, that's where you can have partnership or you can have opposition. Any Virgos, you know, partnership or opposition. And the funny thing is Gemini is also a trickster. Sag is also an exaggerator. So they both like to laugh a lot. Maybe you and your dad laugh a lot too. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, Muffy, for being here and dropping some likes and some comments and engaging. I appreciate you, sis. I'm going to rest. Thank you, everybody else who was up on here. Talk to you later. TeaEmZee, and I'm out.